Was really, really scary because I can't breathe.
In today's episode, we both do some planning for February in the planners, decorating it, and deal with life not always being plannable.
Welcome back to Planning for Adventure. Today we are going to be resetting and getting February all set up in the planner, stickers and all. It's been a really, really bizarre week, like bizarre, crazy, insane. So I started Wednesday. I was like, okay, I'm going to get ready. We're going to be doing all the stickers, getting everything in. February, preparing the planner. It's going to be fabulous. I got all my washi tapes decided on, everything more or less figured out. And then I couldn't breathe. So I will tell you guys what happened and why I'm still vertical. And let's just get into planning. Let's get down to things. If you hear squeaky noises, it's Bailey. She found a squeaky toy.
I just don't have the heart to take it from her.
So it was really, really scary because I was feeling like, okay, I can't breathe. And it didn't feel like anything that would be something that I would usually say, okay, it's my fibro doing whatever it usually does. And it was really scary, just that feeling of, like this pressure over my chest, and just every time I was trying to breathe in was just really, really heavy. And the past few nights, I had been snoring like a chainsaw. Granted, like once in a while I do snore, but not like that, like it was loud, like insane loud. And David was saying that he had been noticing and kept pushing on me because I wasn't breathing. So some kind of like sleep apnea kind of situation. And so the night, I guess Tuesday night to Wednesday, I dreamt that I couldn't breathe. And that I was just like tearing at my clothes and couldn't get a breath, couldn't breathe. And then I woke up because David was pushing on me, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not breathing. Like, it was really, really scary. And then throughout the day, it just kept getting like bad during the day as well. Like, I can't breathe. And so when the evening rolled around, I filmed the first week, decorating the first week, and then I was like, you know what? I can't catch my breath. I can't breathe, and I was starting to freak out a little bit. So we called the phone number that you call here in Sweden, 1177. If you can't, it's like not 911, but if you need medical advice. So I called them and they said, we think you should go into the ER. So I was like, okay, fine. We went into the ER at our like local-ish place. And they let me come in and they checked they did an EKG and they checked my lungs. And said that there was some kind of something on my EKG, and that they weren't sure what it was, and I was so lucky because it was actually when the doctor came in, when the doctor came in, because first it's the nurses and stuff, and then the doctor came in, and it was my friend, and I just like, whoa! I lost it. And it was such a comfort to have somebody there that like knows my medical history. At some point I should, like I was saying, I should just write it all down and laminate it. I don't know how often I have to like go through, well, I have Crohn's disease, I have fibromyalgia, I have IBD associated arthritis, and this and this and this and this and this. Why do you have a walker? Well, it's just, that whole thing gets so repetitive and so frustrating. And especially when you're like having a difficult time breathing and a difficult time expressing yourself in any way, it gets a little bit frustrating. So just having her come in and it was like, oh my gosh, it's you. And with the EKG, they were like, there's something that we cannot, like we can't see if this is just the way that your heart is, or if this is something that could be indicating that you've like had some, I don't know if you call it in English, but like silent heart, like small attacks, heart attacks or something like that. And I'm going, holy crap, no, because my grandpa had a heart attack and passed away when he was 55. And like we have some heart stuff in our family. So at that point I was wigging out. And they said, well, we can't check anything more here. We need to send you to the hospital, which is like to a hospital closer to Stockholm. So they packed me up into an ambulance. At that point, David had to go home because he wasn't allowed to stick around because of everything after COVID and stuff like that. They don't want people just hanging out with you there. So David was home and I had to leave my walker there. David came and he picked that up later. And they took me in with an ambulance towards Stockholm and hooked me up to an EKG, took a bunch of tests, and I was there for what felt like forever. But the good thing here was that they checked everything basically. So they checked my lungs, they checked, like they monitored my heart throughout the night. They did like an x-ray with contrast fluid on my lungs and my heart. So that is the main reason to why my nails look different, because I did the first week here, and now we're going to go on to the next week. Let's see. The different spreads that I am using sticker-wise are the ones from my Etsy shop, the one with the winter animals, and we're going to use, let's see, that one I've just printed out in regular like A4 size. The Valentine's Day one, I wanted to switch that week up a little bit color-wise, and I decided to, instead of just printing them out in like the A4 size, I did 2 per page. That way it's A5 size pretty much. So let's see how that works out. So we've got like 5 weeks that we'll be decorating for February. First we went with this one that I did before I went to the ER, and then we're going to go in with these tapes. I think will be a nice color. Before we got Valentine's week. That kind of is a little bit of a step away from just the plain wintry stuff, I guess. So let's see. I think I want to do that one up top. We'll do, let's go with this. So when I was doing the video about the DIY planner, making that and talking about the fact that since I do live in Sweden, if you're in Europe, it does get a little bit costly to order stickers and things like that from the US or, wherever you're ordering them from. If it's not around here, it takes a long time. I ended up falling in love with the concept of printable stickers, which I found on Etsy. And that's how I ended up starting my own shop, because I really, really love both designing and making the stickers. And it means I can pretty much have whatever I want to at my fingertips as soon as I print it on sticker paper. Unfortunately, I do not have a Cricut, so I have to go in with my handy dandy X-Acto knife, but it works really well with me, and I don't really have a problem because I don't cut too hard. I go very lightly. Okay, back to the story. They did like an x-ray with contrast fluid on my lungs and my heart in the morning. And they took my temperature, and they were like, you've got a fever. And so they checked and said, no, it's not COVID, and it is not the influenza. So that's something. But the good thing is that they were also able to see that this little bloop on my heart rhythm was something that, like, they could go back to look at an EKG that had been taken on me 2020, I think, or something like that. And they said that there was a small indication towards that thing, even back there. So they said, you know what, this is not a heart attack. You don't have the stuff in your blood that would indicate that you've had a heart attack. So this is just how you're made. This is just how your heart beats. You're okay. Which was a huge relief, knowing that I'm not having a heart attack, which is like my mind hadn't even gone there, but when it did, it was really scary. So basically what the conclusions that they made was that this is not COVID, not the flu, it's a virus. And because I've had these right before Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's, and then after New Year's in the beginning of January, like I've had so many respiratory things, and my immune system is just so dang low. So they said, it's just your respiratory system is really tired and you're battling a virus, but you're not dying. So that was nice to know. It's hard to know when you should take things super serious and when you should be like, oh, come on, just, suck it up. You got this. I think the fact that it was a breathing thing meant that it was taken more seriously because, it's kind of essential to breathe. When it comes to the whole sleep apnea thing, I'm going back to the doctor in a week, and I guess we're going to see if I need to start some kind of looking into that. But it would be nice to not need one more thing. I'm just really tired. It feels like I don't want to be collecting diagnoses and things like that. It's not fun.
Something that can be fun, though.
Valentine's week. I'm going with these, I think. I'm not quite sure with this one. We'll see. We'll see where we go. This is the broadest one, so I think we're going to start out with that. Let's see. Or do we want to... Yeah, you know what? Why don't we start out? Put down a base.
Whenever I decorate my planners, I really like doing different colors or doing something at least to sort of separate the different weeks from looking too much like each other. Like, I do like having an overreaching theme. This month we have Valentine's Day kind of coming in the middle going, just being its own kind of thing. But we do have the winter animals and the winter forest scenery kind of on the other stickers, tying those weeks together. But I do want to keep some themes a little bit different, just so that I can kind of tell them apart and be like, you know what, this looks like it's going to be a fun week. And also, I know that this person or that person has a hairdresser's appointment or a doctor's visit because it's next to the purple little coffee cup. Honestly, I think, whatever you can do, whatever system works for you, go for it. For me, this is kind of my version of Sherlock Holmes's mind palace, because I know where stuff is next to whatever sticker that is. It might not be as smart as Sherlock, but it's cuter. So week number 4, I think we're at now, would be sort of a purple starry night kind of thing. Is the vibe that we're going for. I really like it. Purple's my favorite color, so whenever I can go purple, I'm happy. And I think it kind of worked. A lot of the stickers in the winter animal set are more towards the bluish vibes, but I kind of took the ones that are more, like a little bit more on the neutral to brown side. And with the last week of February, I am throwing some green in there, and we're kind of flirting with the concept of spring might be kind of, sort of, almost, maybe, possibly showing up sometime soon, if we're lucky-ish. This is Sweden. Anyone that lives somewhere with a similar climate can attest to the fact that a lot of times there are a few, is it spring? No, it's not. Is it spring? No, it's not. Is it winter? Yes, it still is. I am most definitely running low on Mambi stickers because it's been a while since I went to the US and it's been a while since I ordered stickers online. But I kind of thought that I do have some that are a little bit springish, so maybe I could just use those a little bit. And I'm hoping that I'm not jinxing anything. I thought it was so fun. I had this sticker with D&D dice, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious, because we are currently, David and I are trying to learn D&D because the kids want to play it. So we always like playing things with our kids and getting into the things that they're into. And we thought, you know what? We love fantasy. I was like an uber cosplay fantasy nerd when I was younger, and it's still one of my absolute favorite genres. And I would love to write something fantasy-ish again at some point. And I have always loved roleplay. I just haven't done D&D. So we'll see if we learn it. It will be really fun. So here are our final spreads. We've got week 1 of February, week 2 of February, and we have week 3, which is the Valentine's week, as well as week 4, which is my purple week. And wrapping it up, we've got week 5, or the final week, which is leading into March.
So if you do like these videos, make sure to do the things. Click like, comment, subscribe. We would love to have you guys along for the ride. It's been a lot of just me lately, but we're heading out to the van soon, and you guys will be seeing David and the family as well. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.